wish it was a little bit tall. Hey everybody, welcome back to Adventures of Spackmann. Today, we're looking at the cheapest one-person hot tent with inner from Amazon. We're water testing it and seeing how it does. Stick around for the results. I gotta turn this water off, I'm getting soaked. I am soaking wet from this test. So this is the fire hiking one-person hot tent from Amazon. This one comes with the inner tent. I already tested the one-person hot tent from fire hiking without the inner. If you're interested in seeing that video with the full setup and everything of that video, I'll link it down in the description below. This one I didn't bother with the whole setup because I already did that. I only included the setup for the inner. I had a subscriber, Casey, reach out to me after I did the review of this tent the first time, and he wanted to purchase my next hot tent for review for him, and then when I was done reviewing it, send it back to him so he could have it. We ended up agreeing on the Mountain Cattle Camping 3-person hot tent, and it failed miserably. There were leaks everywhere, so he returned it to Amazon. I ended up reaching out to fire hiking because I really wanted to give Casey my one-person hot tent that passed the water test. So I reached out to fire hiking, told him that I had a subscriber send me a tent for testing. It failed, and he returned it to Amazon, so I was going to give him my fire hiking tent that I purchased the first time. I asked them if they wanted to send me a tent for Casey or one for myself, and they responded, sure. They'll send me the one with the inner tent just as a free gift to myself. Yeah, this isn't a sponsored video. It's not a paid promotion. I didn't get paid to make this video. I didn't pay for this tent, and they didn't send it to me to make a video with. It was a free gift, they said, so there was no video needed for this, but I wanted to make a video for you guys. So let's get the hose going. Let's show the setup of this inner tent and get the test on the way. Oh, the giveaway for these chairs. I just passed 2,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 2,200 now. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing to the channel. The giveaway for these chairs is happening this Wednesday, so 3 days from today. So if you haven't entered for the giveaway, make sure you go check that out. I'll link that in the description too for your chance to win these chairs. I have 2 of them. I'm giving them away to 2 subscribers. Click the link down below in the description for your chance to win. Let's get into this test. So the only difference between this tent and the other tent that I reviewed is the mesh inner. So I'm only gonna go over how to install the mesh inner, and let's do that right now. I have already staked out and guyed out the tent, and then I realized that I need to put this in first before I put the pole up, so let's do that. So here's the peak, and the pole will go up into this sleeve right here. There should be a door. Here's the door. We want to position the door almost facing the actual door to the tent because it takes up this side of the tent. Over here is reserved for your stove. The inner tent has a loop at the top, so you can actually use this as a bug net in the springtime, summertime, fall time. When you don't actually need the tent, you can just have a bug net from this. So I'm going to lower the pole, stick it in the sleeve, put this back up, and then stake out the bathtub floor. That's the plan anyways. That worked pretty well. Alright, now I'm going to start in the back and then come around this side with the stakes. These inner guy out spots are a little strange. Let me pull you in closer and show you how you got to set this up. So we have a single piece of webbing right here. And then if we loosen that, I'm flipping it over right now. If we loosen that, you get a loop right here. See that? And then you tighten it by pulling that. I actually just went around the outside, and from the outside I set up the stake out guidelines. Then I was able to reach the guy out spots for the inner tent and tighten those up and cinch it all down. We have a gear pocket right here. Let's tie up this door. The bug net is good for when you have kids in the tent with you and a wood stove going, or for when you have a dog in the tent. That's really why I want a tent with an inner, is for my dog. Lila did all right in a hot tent last winter, so I'm not really worried about her, but Remy can roll over and he doesn't really know what he's doing, so I like having the inner mesh tent for Remy dog. Alright, so you guys know the deal. We're going to waterproof test this tent. I'm going to set up the hose for an hour. I'm going to set the camera up for a time lapse. At the 30-minute mark, I'm going to come in and check it out and see how it's doing. Then I'll check back in at the hour mark and see how it's doing then. then I'll give my final thoughts. Now in the other tent, we did have some leakage at this stove jack. Not a deal breaker. Most likely your stove's going to be there anyways. You're not going to be sleeping underneath it. I was smart enough not to leave the hose hooked up with water in it. I drained it, so it's good to go now. It's about 34 degrees, so it's not cold enough to make snow from the hose. I'll have to try that another time because I'm really interested to see if I can make a snowmaker in the backyard. That'd be cool for testing purposes only, of course. All right, let's get this water going. Technical difficulties. I wish it was a little bit tall. There we go. And we're off to the races. Let's check it out. Lots of coverage on this side. Lots of coverage hitting the wall, or the door, not the wall. This wall, this wall, this wall's getting it too. And so is this one, all 6 sides. Let's set up the time lapse, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. Don't worry, I'll fast forward to the time lapse so it'll be over like this. We're at the 30-minute mark right now. I just came in and I found a puddle in the bathtub floor. It was leaking from this zipper. I had the string coming in just like the first test. So I'm gonna go get paper towels and dry this up. I fixed that leak hopefully right now, and we'll see if the door's leaking itself or if it was just me again. I'm gonna go inside and dry this off. Along with fixing the zipper so it's on the outside of the tent, I also opened up the vent to see if that diverts the water from this door. We'll see if that works, and we'll get back to you after the next 30-minute time lapse, starting now. All right, water's been running for an hour. Let's get you off the tripod and bring you inside and see how it did. I wish I had showed you the puddle that was in this bathtub floor before I cleaned it up, but there's the paper towels. Now, it doesn't look like I stopped the leak completely. As you can see, it's still leaking right there. But the vent did help reduce that leak. So I will be seam sealing that seam right there with silicone seam sealer. Let's check out the rest of this tent. I was looking at this earlier. Oh wait, there's a leak right there. That was water. Where's that coming from? Oh, this is wet right here, so it is coming in right here. Actually, you can see a puddle right there. So the door, it is right here, this seam right here where it's leaking, going up to the vent, the vent seam, coming down to where the crotch of the door meets that seam. That's where it's leaking right there. So I will be seam sealing this all the way on the outside. What are you gonna do for the cheapest hot tent with an inner tent on Amazon, right? So I am gonna seam seal that up in the next couple days. Let's wrap this video up with my final thoughts. All right, guys, so final thoughts. You know it's freezing out, right?
No, it's
Or at least you got boots on this time. Where's your jacket?
I left it inside.
Go get your jacket, please. All right, final thoughts on the fire hiking one-person hot tent with inner tent. It leaks. A little disappointed in this one. It seems like the quality control on this tent wasn't as good as the first one. The seam right here is leaking. So I'm gonna take silicone seam sealer in a tube. Actually, it's like a brush-on bottle. I'm gonna brush silicone seam sealer on there, and then I'll retest it at another point and see how it does. I'm also gonna reach out to fire hiking to let them know what I found out about the tent and see what their response is. I'll let you guys know in a future video what their response is to this tent, and I'll let you know if I'm happy with the response, and you guys let me know if you're happy with the response in that update video as well. So I'm gonna seam seal that, test it again, and then maybe give it away. You guys let me know if I should keep it up and keep testing it with the snow and after I waterproof it, or if I should give it away to you guys. If you guys like these test videos, let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. It was fun doing. I love doing these test videos. I don't know why. It's fun to turn the hose on and see how a tent does. I don't know. I just enjoy it. If you like this sort of thing, think about hitting that subscribe button right here in the middle. Over here is my latest video. Go check that out if you're interested. And over here is a video that YouTube recommends just for you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Let's go warm up and dry off. I am soaked.